Well, it's that time of the month again, when the video game industry collectively sheds its uterine wall and disgorges upon the frothing masses a disgusting slew of developmental backwash, the discarded eggs of unkeepable promises, and a veritable shit-ton of blood-stained hype. All while corporate executives like Phil Spencer the Human Tampon can walk out on stage wearing 80 different sport coats on top of their Meme of the Week t-shirts to absorb the brunt of the blast lest it burst forth from the folds and stain all of the carpets. But if the Electronic Entertainment Expo is just one bald-faced, tortuously prolonged allegory for the menstrual cycle, then the world must be pregnant or something, because E3 2016 was dead in the fucking water. First up was Electronic Arts, who, much like the shitty taking my ball and going home attitude they took with Origin over Steam, did their own thing this year with a so-called EA Play event, which for all intents and purposes was any normal E3 conference, they just didn't call it that. Their presentation went as follows. Announce a non-specific array of Star Wars related crap to make the majority of the audience require psychosexual therapy and a change of pants, get all the FIFA and Madden bullshit out of the way while everyone's still reeling from the Star Wars, and then for the last 15 minutes, talk about some actual video games. And by that I mean just Battlefield 1 and Mass Effect. Special props to the Mass Effect trailer though. In an event built almost entirely out of vague, disconnected showcases, Mass Effect Andromeda's trailer was the vaguest and most disconnected of them all. I mean, that trailer had literally nothing in it. I had to watch it twice more just to see if I somehow missed every single bit of relevant information, but it was actually completely empty. Definitely the most hollow and disingenuous piece of marketing from this year's E3, no doubt. The only truly new thing EA had was FE, which to be fair actually looks pretty interesting. Sort of like a combination of Ori and the Blind Forest and Secrets of Radagon, hopefully without the narrative shortcomings of the former or the pretentiousness of the latter. Next was Bethesda, and that went largely the same way. Here's some new Quake to get everyone riled up. Here's a bunch of Elder Scrolls bullshit while nobody's looking. Here's some Doom and Fallout 4 DLC, because what the fuck ever. The only legible information I could fish out of the Dishonored 2 presentation was that the game was gonna have stabbing in it. Yeah, no need to stop this runaway gravy train, guys. Clearly that motherfucker derailed while sitting idle at the station somehow. Well, this show was a wash. What's next? Prey? What the hell? Except wait a minute. You're fighting those rejected blob monsters from that 2011 XCOM reboot trailer. And it's going for more of an existentialist sci-fi character drama motif. And there's no visible, audible, or spiritual connection to the original Prey whatsoever. Well then why the hell are we calling it Prey? Why not call it Baron Von Red-Eye's Magical Carbon Nanotube Adventure or something? Oh, because calling it Prey banks on nostalgia and you'll make like 5 times as much money. Well, duh. Jesus Christ, Bethesda, just be honest next time. Maybe then I'll stop pissing on you. Actually, I will stop pissing on you, Bethesda. Not out of pity or anything. It's because I gotta save some for Microsoft. And you know, I used to give Microsoft shit for its treatment of console exclusives, the Envy equivalent in the 7 deadly sins of video game development. But now that everything from Recore and Scalebound to Forza and Gears of War are getting simultaneous PC releases, there's not a whole lot for me to be upset about. Instead, in a bizarre upset, I find myself reacting worse to Sony of all people. Poor Sony. God bless them. As much as I'd love to be excited for The Last Guardian or Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War or Persona or Days Gone, aka Walmart brand The Last of Us, or Hideo Kojima's new beached whale oil spill dead baby naked Norman Reedus thing, I just can't. Tough break, Sony, but maybe restricting your audience to only 25% of the total gaming hardware-owning demographic wasn't the best call. Better luck next time! Ubisoft also happened, which judging by that inane Just Dance presentation is all I'm willing to affirmatively say at this point. South Park was there, Watch Dogs was also there, Tom Clancy was there, which was weird because I thought he died in 2013, but apparently what do I know. For Honor was also there because Ubisoft noticed how popular Chivalry Medieval Warfare was and decided to throw its hat into the preposterously small ring, albeit 3 years too late to matter, but hey, last and definitely least was Nintendo. We got the open world Zelda game, which apparently we all wanted, and Pokemon sat around drooling with its hand stuck in an empty cookie jar the whole time, but apparently that doesn't matter because OMG, no Legend of Zelda, guys! All in all, E3 2016 gets a solid B from me, and while every single sentence in the review thus far would beg to differ, it's because this year, E3 was actually about the games. Sure, 90% of it was stuff we already knew about, but it was still games. Microsoft had their Project Scorpio and Sony had their VR fun times, but I was pleasantly surprised by how brief these conversations ended up being. E3 wasn't just a dick-measuring hardware blood feud this year, and that's how it should be. The games are why we celebrate interactive entertainment every year, and why people like me do what people like me do. And now that the shit like Homefront the Revolution is behind us, we've got 6.5 months of gaming left this year, and you know what? Get hyped. Create your expectations and challenge them. Play the games you want to play because you're not getting these 6.5 months back. Until next time, this is Downplay Reviews.